planner today that I was going to talk about relationships. I was going to talk about relationships and love, and then I was like, no, maybe I should just talk about a bunch of random stuff. Just have a bunch of random stuff on my mind, but I think I'm just going to let it flow. Last night I made dinner. I was making dinner. I was like, should I record this just to put out some content, just to get the creative flows flowing, just to get the roads open? And at first I was like, I'm not gonna do it. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just do it. I made like a little 15-second video of me making like a lazy Wednesday dinner of like food and stuff I bought from Trader Joe's. And it's good to just get it out there and put it out, right? Didn't feel like doing it at all. Like, my brand will grow and become my personality, because I don't think I'm like a content creator, like aesthetic, like unless it's like cooking, that's it. But like the everyday, I guess, like normal stuff that we see, like the Target runs, the Sephora runs, or like the Starbucks coffee runs, or even like and we want the real, like what is real about you, like, you know, how can we relate, how can we, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I want to develop my brand. Be consistent, but it's like, okay, what about showing up when you don't feel like showing up? And what does that look like? What that looks like is imperfection. It just looks like throwing it together. Yeah, that's what I'm learning. Like, I have a lot of ideas and stuff that I want to do in my head, and then it doesn't turn out right because I'm like, oh, it's not aesthetically pleasing enough. Oh, it doesn't look perfect. But it's like, yo, just throw this together, and people, like, it's people just like you every day making lazy Wednesday dinners. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. Eventually, that's my number one goal for my brand, is just to develop my personality and that be my brand, and I get perks and get rewards and accolades for being myself. That's what I want to do. I want to be myself and get paid to do that. I want to wake up every day and get paid for that. So yeah, you guys. But I guess we can talk about love a little. I guess we can talk about love and relationships a little. I want to talk about relationships in a way that's not like, oh my god, sick of hearing this. Femininity, masculinity, 50-50, pay the bills, go to work, da da da. It's like, y'all, you're gonna find somebody. Number one, the whole 50-50 conversation, the thing I feel about that is like, do what works for you in your household. I myself will say, like, I was raised from literally the age of 3, actually all my life, except for my mom got married to my sister's father. But even when I was with my mom, she was with my dad. But like, I was raised in a 2-parent household, okay? Thank you God, I was grateful to benefit off of that. But I was raised in a 2-parent household. My parents were married. We lived in the suburbs, nice townhouse, brother, sister. Like, it was good. So I've seen my mom, my father, I call my father, I don't call him my stepfather. My father, I'm a provider. Like, we've always had everything we ever needed. I've never known the house to like need, or my mom to need, except for this one time, y'all. This one time we happened to come home and the lights were off. Me and my mom, I think my sister came home first and the lights were off, right? And then my stepdad came, or my dad came home, and he walked through that door, saw that the lights was off, and he walked right back out. In like in an hour, maybe even less, I don't know, the lights is on. That's a very, very rare occurrence in our house. I don't know. I was young, so it's like, I don't know what's going on with the finances. But like, I've always known to be provided for. I have, like I said, I have a younger sister and I have an older brother. I've always known to be provided for. Even like with my brother, like even being an adult now and having a brother, like if I'm ever late, like me and my brother and my sister share like our phone bill group. Like we share it, so we just give my brother the money. Even when I'm late on it, he just like, it's cool, like, you know, bring it to me when you can. Like, he's very, I've just been raised around men that like did what they supposed to. Like, so this whole 50-50 conversation just be like, it kind of be feeling like people are late. Like, y'all are late. And when I don't even mean like late as in time, and I just mean like, I don't know. I think it's just because I've always seen a man in my household, whether it be my brother or my father. Like, I don't know to like need to struggle or like be hesitant to ask for stuff for like the man that is in my life. But this whole relationship, that whole 50-50, whole masculine femininity thing, like, ugh, it's disgusting. I'm tired of hearing about it. Like, the conversation is over. Let's just put it into action. Let's just have examples of it. Which is why, like, if you follow me on social media, I'm never afraid. It's never that serious, but I'm never afraid to, like, show my partner on social media. I mean, wrong because I feel comfortable. I feel like people often get flack, but when you have somebody you can trust, stuff like that, you're not worried about. Like, that's not something that I'm ever worried about, which is why I like to, like, not purposely be an example, but just, like, let's just show displays of affection and displays of love and displays of support, because it's like all we hear is, like, masculinity, femininity, da, 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 da. These girls, these women, this woman, she's not, these men, they not, and it's like, you guys, I'm tired of hearing about it. Do we have any examples of it? So yeah, that's my thing. Like, I don't know, but I would say I am very short of 2 years. Our anniversary is coming up. I have been with my lover for 2 years, but I've known him since I was a kid. Since I was maybe like 13, 14. He was slutting the kids back in the day. Yeah. Yes, the old folks be like, he called himself liking me. Yes, he called himself liking me. I guess, like, the timeline sped up when we finally met. We got together, whatever. And the reason why I enjoy talking about love and relationships, because I feel like being able to love and be loved, aside from a few other things, when it comes to, like, womanhood and motherhood, I feel like are the highest levels of being a woman. To love and be loved, to I don't want to say do it unconditionally, because I do feel like sometimes love does come with conditions. Sometimes I feel like as it should, because you need your boundaries, you need to have love for yourself, etc. But these are my two things: to love and be loved, and to be as close to God as you possibly can are the highest peaks of, like, womanhood. Or the crazy thing about it is I don't even know where this conversation is going, but I kind of just want to, like, give, I guess, like, encouragement. I feel like a lot of people that I know are like, I'm sure we all want to be loved. I know we all chasing money and chasing the bag. I know that's our thing. It's a generation. We getting money and we doing all these things. But, like, I feel very blessed to be able to even love for my friends. I feel very blessed to just be able to, like, love and laugh. And, like, I think it was like the other afternoon, we were all out in the living room. My boyfriend is playing his game and my son is dancing to music. And I think I just had my daughter in my lap, and I'm just like, and it's just the vibe was very high. The energy was very high, and I'm just thinking in my mind, like, wow, I'm very blessed to be able to experience these things. Like, it's people that are alone. It's people that are dying alone. It's people that are living alone. It's people that, like, I would say that I'm very rich in things that money can't buy. I'm waiting for the check to clear. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for my check to clear. My life-changing check to clear. That's what my friend says. She says, instead of saying, like, oh, I don't have the money, or, like, I'm broke, she says, I'm waiting for the check to clear. But I am very rich in things that money can't buy, and I want to say that I'm very blessed in that. So to circle back and say, like, I just want to encourage y'all, like, invest in your relationships, invest in your partnerships, friendships, mommyships, fatherships, brother, sister, whatever it is. I feel like people who have, like, good sibling relationships, like, good parent relationships. Everybody's not blessed, because, if you go back to my videos a while back, the whole mommy, dad, like, not everybody has that. But when you do, like, invest in that, I can say that I'm not always the best partner, and I'm a very self-reflective person. Like, this is like a little, what are we gonna call this? We're gonna put this in a little not a tip box, but like a little note box. We're gonna put this in a little note box. But this is kind of obnoxious. I even hate saying this, but I'm a Libra. I'm an air sign, and apparently we live in our heads. Apparently we're always in thinking mode, always in the clouds, just thinking, instead of feeling, which I have been able to get out of just off some self-reflecting and, like, working, doing some self-work. But I am very reflective, so I know like I'm not always not the easiest partner, but like not always most communicative. Sometimes I can like shut down, which I do my best to work on, because number one, my partner can't read my mind. But I feel that to say, invest in your relationships. When you, like, the thing about it is, when I get into it with my boyfriend and we like beefing, and it's giving, the number one thing in my head is like, number one, this is my first adult relationship. Number two, this is my first long-term relationship. Like, I expect to be with him, God willing, for as long as I can be with him. And number three, at the end of the day, there's nobody else I want to be with. Like, if I'm going to be beefing with somebody, I want it to be him, just because I don't want to be with nobody else. So it's like, the fact that I've never been in a long-term relationship, like, we're going to be in 1,000 more arguments. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but again, to circle back, just encouraging, like, just encouraging people to invest in the people around them and the relationships around them. We are in very scary times where people are getting set up, played, embarrassed, exposed, all these things. Or even like the woman, not to say the woman that we look up to, but the woman that we have in the forefront when it comes to like celebrity and social media. It's either they're accepting things that seem unrealistic, or they're accepting things because of $1, or they're accepting things because of a bag, they're accepting things because of a surgery. Like, you know, I don't like to say like, oh, if it was me, I would never, because I've never been put in those certain situations. But I do know for a fact, at my core, at the person that I am, I value like how I feel and how I make people feel and how they make me feel over $1 amount. Over a bag. Quick little side note, I also feel like this is gonna be like my random slash love. I'm gonna put it in the title, but I was thinking about this earlier. The fact that we see so many luxury handbags and luxury designer clothes and designer shoes, that once my check clears, I don't even want that stuff. I've seen it so much. Everybody has it. Everybody looks like that. Everybody has this aesthetic. I don't want that. So to circle back, I feel like, you know, the price of love, or the price of, you know, it has a price on it. Like, that's not what I want. That's not what I cherish. So I feel like I said, even though I've never been put in those situations, I know for a fact, a handbag, a car, like, you embarrassing me and you making it seem like you have to be with somebody else outside of me, or you have to talk to somebody else outside of me, like, that's not what I value. And I guess you can circle that back to me being raised in a 2-parent household. Like, not even to be on no braggy stuff. I'm gonna just be realistic and tell you about like a little bit about how I was raised. My father, I would say that he's a wealthy man for like middle class. He's a very like wealthy man. At least from what I see and what I know. My father surprised my mother when I was in middle school with the Range Rover. They've been on trips to overseas. We've been in 1,000 programs. My father has bought my mother designer things. And you know what's so funny? My father has bought my mom designer things, and I think she told him to take them back. I remember this one time he bought her some Chanel boots, and I think she told him to take it back. And it's just like, I kind of have been exposed to these things when I was younger. Mind you, like, we lived in a pretty wealthy area, a pretty wealthy state, and a pretty wealthy area. So like, the stuff that I see now, I am very underwhelmed with, because I feel like I've seen it when I was so young. So like I said, going back to the 2-parent household, the things that I value, like having my brother and sister as my best friends, and me and my siblings are in a group chat. We talk to each other. If we're not sending each other memes or like stuff on Twitter or whatever, we're talking, and that's like every day. That's the stuff that I value. Like the fact that I'm in a group chat with my best friend and like my right hand, and like a really good girlfriend of mine. She's like my partner in crime, like my right hand. But my best friend and her, and like to have relationships with a woman that's so close and to see them at certain areas of their life and to still love them. Like, my friends are not perfect, okay? And they know. But like, to just love them authentically, or to know what my boyfriend's been through and just still wanted to be with him, like at his rawest form or at his most innocent form. Like, you ever notice when you love a man, they become really, really silly, really, really goofy. Like, they open up to you, which is not the norm for men. So like, that's the kind of stuff that I cherish. Like, being able to talk to my son, like, this is a little thing. Something I'm trying to work on more is when I talk to him, I put my phone down, so he knows that he has my undivided attention. So yeah, that's like my little spiel about like what we see in the forefront when it comes to love and stuff like that. I want to know if people have questions. Like, what is the question? How do you like, okay, a lot of people get this question about love. And it's always, how do you make love last? In my opinion, or like, you know, how does your relationship, or how does it survive 20 years? Like, when you hear, you know, people interviews off the street or whatever it is, and it's like, how does your relationship last? How does it last, right? In my opinion, I would say, number one, my common denominator, or my bottom line being, this is the person that I want to be with. So if we fighting, having a good time, arguing, and when I say fighting, I just mean like beefing, like arguing, or disagreeing, or, you know, not being on the same page, stuff like that. At the end of the day, it's you. That's it. It's you. That's like the common denominator. And I would just say, like, number one, you have to respect. I would say, from a woman's point of view, you have to respect your man. Once you can't respect your man and everything he does gives you the ick, I think you might want to leave or reevaluate your situation. And then number three, have enough love for yourself. A lot of people always like, oh, you know, self-love and have enough love for yourself, but it's like, yo, eventually you're gonna have to practice that on somebody. So I feel like the fuller your cup is, the more you have to give. And that's not something that you always start off with. Sometimes it progresses. Like, it definitely has progressed for me. Not to say I never loved myself and stuff like that, but I could definitely tell that, like, some of the decisions I was making wasn't given I love myself. I feel like when you love yourself, it radiates within. Like, that's not really something that you can fake. Especially like when, you know, something that I heard recently was like, arrogance is not true and confident is true. Like, you have facts to prove that you're confident. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's some self-love, or having an understanding with yourself is not something that you can fake. I feel like people can sniff that out. Like, girl, bye. Definitely having a respect. The common denominator being that you only want to be with this person. And I would say number three, right? Having love for yourself and just like admiring yourself. Like, little examples of that is like, my number one example of that is like, you know how you want somebody to be okay? You want somebody to be happy. You want your mom to be happy. You want your best friend to be happy. You should be talking to yourself and loving on yourself the same way that you would love on them. Just think about, like, I feel like that's the easiest way to do it. Not all these affirmations and, oh, I love myself. And another thing I learned about affirmations, you know, when you get older, you just start to debunk and unlearn all of these things. I'm not a self-affirmation kind of person anymore. Something that I've learned about affirmations is your mind doesn't really digest you saying a bunch of things to yourself. It's more of the action. Your mind is a muscle. You have to act. You have to act upon, like, oh, I love myself. Well, what does that look like? Going to get facials. Going to get my favorite tea, or, you know, saying, you know, no, I'm not going to do that with you. Instead, I'm going to take myself out. Or, you know, I'm going to just say no. I'm going to rely on my intuition. It's the act of self-love more than like the affirmation, like, oh, I love myself. I feel like anybody can tell themselves that, but like, I feel like in order for you to truly believe it, you have to act on that. You have to, like, okay, well, you say it, show me. So yeah, those are like my things for when they be like, oh, they're interviewing you and they're like, oh, how do you make your relationship last, or what makes love last, or whatever it is. That is my answer to that. Here's another random little fact. Does anybody else that have children feel like they always hungry. Like, sir, you just ate. Not only did you just eat, I just gave you about 2 hours ago, right? Within 2 hours, I have given my son a turkey burger, an orange, like a big orange, like not a big orange, but not like a little cutie, like a whole orange, strawberries, and a cookie. For him to be like 4, I know that he's growing and all that stuff, but like him being somebody that usually wastes his food, that's a good amount of food. Like his snack, you know what I'm saying? You know, all those things. And I just feel like, sir, why are you still hungry? I've eaten once today. I had eggs and a hash brown. I had 2 eggs with spinach, a hash brown, and 2 cookies. I'm not hungry. I'm drinking my water. I'm not hungry. Why are you hungry? And you're this big with a stomach that, like, do we have a problem? Do we have a problem? Anyway, yeah. What else could I talk about? I have nothing to talk about, but like I need to push this content out, y'all. I have to get comfortable with talking in person and not like tripping over my words. I have to get more confident in that. So like we're just gonna sit here and we're gonna ramble. We're gonna act as if y'all are in front of me and we just talking. I don't really have, you know, it's something else. Like I'm always like, you know what they say, you know what they say, you know what they. But like, you know, something that I learned was like, when you are like a healed person, or when you are like, I guess you could say like a healed person, like you don't really have much to talk about. And like I really don't have much to talk about. I've stopped reading books, especially like self-help books, like self-guide books, I feel like it doesn't do anything for me. I need action to motivate me. I need action. I need to see something. Like reading, you're like, oh, get up early, oh, make your bed. It's like, oh, routine, oh, habit. I would say routine. Definitely a routine will keep you motivated. A routine, a to-do list will keep you motivated. Maybe those are things, but like reading doesn't really, I don't know, reading doesn't really do it for me. I feel like if I can see the person talk about it and I can hear them talk about it at the same time, it'll motivate me. But reading has no, like I've stopped buying self-help books, the guide to this and the guide to that. My brother recently has been reading like books about history, like American history, world history, stuff like that, like, you know, racism and things like that. And I like to hear what he has to say about that. He listens to not podcasts. He likes to read audiobooks, and I like when he tells us about that. But yeah, I'm not a self-help kind of, like, I don't want to read all books like that anymore, because I feel like they all say the same thing. Me and my boyfriend actually came up with that. Like, they all say the same thing. Okay, I guess we can like circle back to the relationship talk, right? And I would say like my favorite things, like, oh, what are your favorite things about being in a relationship? My favorite thing about being in a relationship is probably laughing. It's small. Laughing. Like just cracking up, or like maybe making my partner laugh. You know, they say like girls are corny, girls aren't funny, but like doing something that makes my partner laugh and like crack up is probably like one of my favorite things about being in a relationship, because it's so pure and raw. Like, yeah, we could go shopping, we could go travel, we can go eat at dinner, we can get dressed up and be cute, but like sitting in the house at my rawest, laughing at something or watching something together, that's probably my favorite thing to do. Yeah, I'm a lover girl. I'm such a lover. Like, I don't know. Maybe one day here I'll explain like my natal chart. I feel like that would be fun. Everybody's into astros. I'm kind of into astros, and I would like to know more about it, because I've heard that billionaires use astros, and they're billionaires, so it's like, why not get into it? And it's also, I feel like astrology is science. Yeah, to come on here and explain my astrology chart and my natal chart, I can tell you so far about what I know is I have no water in my chart, y'all. I think maybe I've seen a Pisces somewhere, but from like, you know how sometimes it changes like within the years, like, oh, you might be this one year and then in the next 20 years you're like a different sign. I think I've only seen Pisces maybe maybe, but I believe that I have no water in my chart, which is crazy because I be crying down, y'all. I am very sensitive. You know what's crazy? I'm only sensitive to, I probably say, like, obviously, like, people that I actually care about. If they say something that, like, rocks me a little, that's probably the only, I'm not really sensitive to, like, I'm not the kind of person where somebody says generally, like, oh, like, here's an example. I'm tall, right? I have long legs. I'm very tall. I'm not very tall, but I'm pretty tall. Tall bitches are ugly. I'm gonna keep scrolling. I'm tall and I'm fine as hell, and I know that. Like, for people to be like, oh, or a conversation about, like, oh, don't have kids when you're young, or oh, it's like, I got the kids. Next, like, next. But I'm not sensitive that way. But I have no water in my chart, and I am a very sensitive, even sensitive to, like, the outward world kind of person. And I cry a lot. I cry about anything. I cry about a movie. I cry about a happy time. I cry down, okay? I feel like, you know, there's strength in vulnerability. There's strength in crying and sensitivity. There's strength in that because, like, it shows that you're a regular. Like, you know, you're a human. We crying. We crying. One thing about it, we gonna cry. Like, I have a friend. She cries about. She, like, if it's a good time, she's crying. If it's a bad time, she's crying. If it's a funny time, she's crying. And then it's funny because when she's crying, she's making a joke. So it's like, we're crying. We're gonna cry here. And yeah, so I have no water in my chart. I am a Libra sun, Taurus moon, Leo rising, Leo Venus. I also have a midhaven in Aries, right? I have a midhaven in Aries, right? Check this out. And they say your midhaven is like your career and like what you should do. And why does it say that Aries should I have to be a boss or like a leader and like somebody who's in the forefront, which is crazy because I always felt like, oh, doing YouTube, like, I like my private life. I like to keep my life not like mysterious for the aesthetics, but like, you know, like, I'm not really too much into, so I always felt like, how am I gonna do YouTube when I want to be chilling? Like, I don't want to be doing too much, but like, then I'm starting to realize and come to myself and be like, one, you're fine as fuck. Two, a lot of people care about the things that you say, and you are like, I am somebody that has to be in the front screen in order for my life to move forward or ascend or progress. I don't think I'm somebody that's supposed to be in the background. I don't. I feel like, number one, to be like frank, God wouldn't make me up this way if I was supposed to be in the back. Okay, so that's like number one. But I'm about to show y'all this little chart. I think it's called Astro Cafe. It's in my group chat for my siblings. You do like this little chart, right? I feel like an old lady sometimes. Okay, you do like this little chart, and it tells you some things. If it's something that you want, you should make me your girl. If it's something that you need, maybe I'm... Okay, here it is. It is called mychart.thecosmicrx.com. It's Jilanne Pruitt. And... okay. Jilanne Pruitt says, I am a peacemaker, Libra sun, but my emotions are rather grounded, Taurus moon. I think in a constructive way, Mercury and Virgo. Very constructive. I am a very constructive thinker. Sometimes I can be a little chaotic, but for the most part, I'm an analyzer. But I express my energy in a passionate way. Mars in Leo. In love, I seek attention. Venus in Leo, which I don't know, sometimes I feel like maybe there's another sign that's balancing it off because I don't really require a lot of attention from my partner. But when I do, I do. Yeah, I don't really require that much attention. I'm not like, I was clingy in the beginning, but now as I become a woman, I'm a little more secure in my position. You know what I'm saying? But where did I leave off at? I really love that. I love to love you, baby. Okay, here it is. In love, I seek attention. Like I said, now that I'm in my womanhood, I'm a little more secure. I don't need, like, I feel like seeking a lot of attention can be like not childish, just like a little immature, which is not like a bad thing, because eventually I feel like you grow out of being immature, but you don't grow out of being childish. You know, some people say like, but you're childish, like that kind of thing. So I feel like now that I'm becoming like mature, like woman kind of thing, I don't really require a lot of attention from my partner, because I know that he wants to be with me, and I know that he loves me. I feel like let me not tell his business. And then it says, my role in the world is the performer, Leo rising. I feel like to show up in my career, to show up, like I have to perform. And I don't mean that in like a tap dancing kind of way, and I don't mean that in like a faking kind of way. I think I have to get on camera and just show y'all like, hey y'all, I'm here, like what's up, y'all want to walk, what y'all want to but yeah, I feel like I kind of have to be in the forefront in order for me to get the things that I want out of life. I don't think that I should be playing small in any kind of way. So I think that's really, really cool. I love that. And I also it would be cool if they had more, like if the list kept going. I don't know, I have to get back on there to see. But it is called, for y'all that are into the cosmos, it is called mychart.thecosmicrx.com. So that's really cool. Yeah, that is really cool. I'm actually about to go on it right now. I don't know where I found that at. I'm about to call my man back though. My chart. The cosmic. I feel like in this phase of our like love or relationship, I feel like we're kind of like integrating families. Like I'm getting to be with his family more, and he's gonna be getting to be with mine. Like the stages of a relationship are very, very, very interesting things. Like it's a very interesting thing being in a serious relationship, not for play, not around here, partner. Not around here. Birth month. But yeah, y'all, I just wanted to come on here because this is my job. I'm taking this as my job. I have to show up to my job. A goal of mine, which I'm almost reaching, is to put out 6 videos on YouTube this month, 6 videos on TikTok, which I passed that, and 6 videos on Instagram. But I'm kind of saying forget Instagram because, you know, people are saying like the algorithm kind of thing and how Instagram is played out, and people are shifting to TikTok. And I would say if you want to be a content creator, you want this to become your job, develop a personality. Develop a personality for sure. That's like, I feel like that's what's gonna push you. You know, I think it's all cool. You know, the shower routines and the maintenance routines and the TikTok. I mean, I can say that the Target run. I feel like the matcha, the coffee ice latte. I feel like people do love that. People do love that, and it gets watched, honey. They get 100Ks. They get, you know. But I feel like eventually people are gonna get tired of that, and they're gonna want to see people that are real, like people with personality, and people that aren't doing the same things. I promise to give. Oh yeah. Okay, it says, oh, my cosmic self-care. My cosmic self-care, Sun and Libra, a balanced routine of beauty and business. I think this is Mercury. When feeling tense or stressed, for Moon and Taurus, surround yourself with nice scents, love a candle, engage in physical touch. Yo, I love a massage, love a facial, love a spa. It says hugs or fill your bed with sensual soft fabrics. Yes, like plush. Listen, they're on point. Sun, rising roll. That's all. Yeah, that's all they have really. Like, it's not a lot on here, but I really love this. Cosmic cards. That's really cool. But like I said though, I'm trying to treat this like my job. I want to take this seriously. I really do. My 2 goals, and I can't wait to meet them, and I can't wait to bring y'all along, because, you know, the more y'all run up my views, I can get rich and give y'all stuff for free. Like, come on, help me out, help me help you. Okay, run the views up so I can get free stuff and give it to y'all. My 2 goals are do YouTube content creation, right? Get paid for that, get paid to travel, and get paid to eat. Those are my life goals. Life goals. Also, I would say get like a heel brand partnership or a heel deal. You know, like a luxury a designer heel. You know, y'all don't know. I don't know if y'all know, but I love high heels. I have very long legs, and I just feel like I love a good strut. Little fact about my mom, she used to model, I think before she had my brother, or like when my brother was the little baby. And I just feel like since she did that before me, it's in my DNA, it's in my genes. So one day for fun, I might pursue modeling, or just shoe modeling or heel modeling too. I love a heel. Like, you know how some girls like handbags, some girls like glasses, some girls like jewelry. I would say I like jewelry and heels. I don't have a lot of glasses and some, I mean not glasses, jewelry, but I would, you know, I'm gonna get into that, especially like jewels and gems and stuff. I'm not really a bag girl because they be in the way. Like when I'm trying to be crazy and live my best life and have fun, like I have to worry about my bag being over there. Like, bags are cute, don't get me wrong, bags are cute, very flirty, very fun. They can always uplift an outfit, stuff like that. But I'm a heel and a jewelry girl, and I love skirts, obviously because my legs are long. Like, my legs are a star in my life. I get a lot of attention off my legs, off my physique period, but they're a star in my life. Oh, I just put y'all on something. That is really cool, you guys. Here's my code, 20% off the cosmetics. Cosmic. They see us. It's so crazy because I downloaded TikTok and then I deleted TikTok and then I downloaded it back and it's like see, I can't find it in here, but yes, I don't know. But I want to thank you guys for coming to my little random rant. I was all over the place, but like I said, this is my job. I'm trying to show up and be consistent on here, even when like I had no direction, this went nowhere. But I'm pretty sure somebody can relate. Like I said, I'm on any social media. Just search my name. I'm very friendly. Y'all can come into my DMs to talk. Also, do you guys want to update about how my postpartum journey is going? Well, take a look at this. My titties are licking when I sleep and my armpits are still sweaty. And I just say all that to say, be with somebody that really loves you. Just so funny, it just circles back to my message of today. Be with somebody that really, really loves you, because it's like every time I'm about to say my man or my boyfriend, I always end up saying my husband. My husband sleeps right next to me. And I'm pretty sure he could smell my armpits at night. And random times in the day, he will tell me how fine I am. I just be like, wow, when my armpits smell like that, you still wanna you still wanna be with me. God bless you, honey. But like I said, jump my DM about anything. Thank you guys for watching.